A brand new luxury car just rolled into your neighbor's driveway. For a second, it feels like you're losing a race you never signed up for. By the end of this video, you'll know why the richest people on your street are usually invisible. Maybe you know the feeling. Your car starts fine. The house is fine, the savings are fine, but the feed insists everyone else is upgrading. That pressure isn't financial, it's social. And it's quietly expensive, so we checked what the research actually says. Studies of millionaire households, the famous Millionaire Next Door work, found most built wealth on ordinary incomes, in ordinary streets, driving ordinary cars. The flash was never the wealth. Here's the twist worth staying for. The loudest lifestyle on the street and the largest net worth are almost never the same house. By the end, you'll know how to tell the difference and how to switch sides. Here's the plan for the next few minutes. The reframe that separates looking rich from being wealthy, then 3 quiet habit swaps, the traps that catch even careful people, and a checklist you can run tonight. Start with the reframe. Wealth you can see, the car, the watch, the renovation, is money that's already gone. Wealth that's still working for you is invisible. Quiet accounts, shrinking debts, investments ticking away in the background. So looking rich and being wealthy are different purchases. The spender converts income into objects an audience can admire. The builder converts income into options nobody can see. Same salary walking in, completely different futures walking out. Picture 2 colleagues on identical salaries. One leases the badge, one banks the gap. Years later, one has a newer car, the other has choices. From the street, you would guess wrong about who's winning, and the thing quiet wealth actually buys is time, the option to say no to a bad boss. A slower season when family needs you. Calm Monday mornings you own outright. No badge on a bonnet delivers that. Think of every invested dollar as a small block of stored time. Enough blocks buy back an afternoon, then a month, then a year where work is optional. The quiet rich are simply people stockpiling time. There's a simple way to measure this kind of rich. Divide your accessible savings by 1 month of essential costs. That number is your months of freedom, how long your life keeps running if the paycheck stops. Habit swap number 1, the car. The upgrade feels like proof you're doing well. New car smell is basically bottled status, and the finance quote makes it sound painless. Just a few hundred a month, forever. Now look at the same money from the other side. Invest $500 a month for 10 years at ordinary long-term returns, and you're holding around $80,000. That's the quiet price of one status payment. The hurdle is social, not financial. Nobody claps for an old sedan that starts every morning. But every extra year you drive it, you convert invisible applause into visible freedom, and that trade compounds. Habit swap number 2, the raise. When income jumps, the instinct is to upgrade everything at once: apartment, wardrobe, weekends. It feels earned. Honestly, it is. That's exactly what makes this one dangerous. The quiet habit is a split, decided in advance. When income rises, a slice upgrades your life, and the rest flows into the invisible account on payday, before it ever gets the chance to feel like spending money. The hurdle here is invisibility again. Nobody sees the raise you didn't spend. Colleagues see the same person in the same apartment, while your months of freedom quietly double behind the scenes. Habit swap number 3, the signals. Watches, logos, premium, everything, they broadcast success to strangers. An index fund broadcasts nothing. You're trading applause today for options later. Only one of those grows. The hurdle is patience. Status pays out instantly. The compliment lands today. Ownership pays out on a delay measured in years. That delay filters out almost everyone. Which is exactly why it works. This looks different in every household. For a renter, the swap might be the car. For a family, it's the upgrade treadmill on the house. For a young earner, it's keeping the student lifestyle a little longer. Now the turn most people miss. Plenty of the people you envy are fragile. High income, high payments, thin buffer. They don't own that lifestyle. They're renting it from their own future, at interest. Put months of freedom on a chart and the picture flips. The loud household often survives a few weeks without income, the quiet one years. So, which of those two is actually rich? So here's a question to sit with, privately. When your money leaves, who is it really working for: the life you're building, or the audience you imagine watching? You don't have to answer out loud. Before you swing hard the other way, the caution: quiet wealth has traps too. The first is deprivation theatre, saving so aggressively that life turns grey. A plan you resent is a plan you'll eventually quit. The second trap is comparing your real life to curated feeds. Social media shows you everyone's spending and nobody's loan balances. You end up envying a highlight reel that may be quietly drowning, and quiet wealth still needs sober maths. Markets wobble, incomes dip, life happens. The habits only work if the plan survives a bad year, so keep an emergency buffer and give the forecasts breathing room. One more trap: doing this alone and telling no one. Quiet doesn't mean secret from your own household. Get your partner onto the same scoreboard, or the plan becomes friction instead of freedom. To be clear, this is not a war on spending. Some visible things are pure joy. The cleaner rule: spend loudly on what you truly love. Cut quietly, ruthlessly on what you're merely supposed to love. Tonight, run the quiet audit. List your 3 biggest image-driven expenses. Ask which ones you'd still buy if nobody could ever see them. Whatever fails that test becomes next month's investing money. Then make the swap automatic. The day you're paid, move the freed up money into savings or simple investments before it can disguise itself as spending money. Quiet wealth is less about discipline, more about plumbing. Keep a scoreboard nobody else sees. Months of freedom, saving rate, debts shrinking, investments compounding. Watching those quiet numbers climb becomes its own kind of status, the kind that appreciates instead of depreciating. If you want a first target for months of freedom, start with enough to cover a season, then stretch toward half a year. Past that, every extra month is optional life, a sabbatical, a career change, an earlier finish. And borrow one everyday move. Before any status purchase bigger than a week's pay, wait 30 days. Most of the pull fades once the imagined audience looks away. Whatever survives the wait is probably genuine. Then borrow the quiet rich signature move, one more year. The current car, the current phone, the current kitchen, one more year each, and bank the difference. It's the least dramatic wealth strategy ever invented. It works. The quiet rich aren't hiding, they've simply stopped performing. They spend on time instead of theatre, and their Monday mornings slowly become their own. Start with one swap this month. Subscribe to this channel for more clear money steps like this.